Okay, here we have my Porter Cable 503 Great Sander, and I am going to measure how much oil this thing takes. The instructions say to fill to the oil line, but this sander, like others like it, the window was completely opaque from bronze from the worm gear. It's inevitable this happens, and so even though the line was there, you could not see through the window to see the oil. So I took it all apart and cleaned the window. When I started to clean the window, the line started to come off, so I marked the line on the outside while I could still see the line on the inside. If you don't have a line anymore in yours, you could sell it. Just about lines up with the um, center of the not the center, the bottom of the shaft that holds the worm gear. There's the worm up on top. The worm gear is made out of phosphor bronze, and it wears away. That's just how it works. So it's always gonna stay in the window until you can't see through it. Eventually, they did away with that, and on later models, they replaced the window with a screw, and you just fill it to the bottom of the screw hole here. And you'd see if I took this off that it would line up with the shaft near the bottom part of the shaft for the worm gear. This model, this particular sander, it's a Rockwell 503, same sander. The gear is shot, the worm gear. I can't find the replacement, so if anyone. Another good thing about the Rockwell, if I take this off, through this access hole, you could access the shaft, the end of the shaft that the worm gear rides on. So when you want to remove the worm gear, you could use an arbor press or a hammer and a punch and punch the gear out, because it is wedged in there really tightly. I used the heat gun to expand the metal, so it made it much easier. But on the Porter Cable, the window's there, so you have to use a slide hammer, make an adapter, so you could grab, all you have is the threads on the end of the gear, so you have to adapt it using, what I did was I took a big washer and the nut that came on it, put it on there, and I was able to wedge it out with two big screwdrivers. My slide hammer, I didn't feel like taking the time to make an adapter because I didn't have one that fit. So there's another advantage of the Rockwell, or the later Porter Cables do the same thing. Even if I could find a print, I'll see how expensive it would be to have a gear made. So anyway, I'm gonna start filling it and see how much it takes. So when the window gets opaque again, I'll know exactly how much to put in. Alrighty. Try 3 cc's. Another trouble with the Rockwell, with the Porter Cable, since you're filling through the top hole, you have to wait for it to run down. It's even worse when you try and empty the oil. This thing is pretty heavy, and you got to hold it upside down over your oil drain and keep tipping the thing to get the oil to run down that pool and then come up out this hole. With the Rockwell, it just comes right out of the oil compartment. Now, unfortunately, I ran the motor to try and get the dirty oil out. I put some clean oil in, then I wanted to flush it, so I tried to take it out, and I ran the motor to circulate it, and of course it made the window filthy. So now you can't see it as well. The only way to clean it now would be to take the thing apart again. Now you can imagine when this window, after some use, this window really gets opaque and the oil line means nothing. You have to know how much oil to put in. And it's just about there. So that's 5 cc's. I would say 1 more cc. I don't know if you could see the oil level. It's pretty clear when I tilt it. You can see it rising up. That's just about perfect. So we'll call it 6 cc's. 6 cc's, I'm using gear oil, 75 weight. What it should be, I'm not sure. It just says use Porter Cable oil. I have no idea what that is. What its specs are, I can't find the tube. Check it. But I went with gear oil. That's really it. The seals are up here. They ride where the worm is. So you could be a little above the line. It probably won't make a difference. You put too much oil, it'll start to spray through the seals. You can see it's about not even a quarter of the way up, maybe a fifth of the way. As far as running this thing, I'll try and make a diagram, do another demonstration, another video of why you could only use this thing horizontally. In normal use, the steel gear, the worm, never actually touches the bronze gear once it's broken in and the high spots are worn down. What happens is it always rides on a film of oil. Thanks for watching.